What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell that nigga pipe down.
Bragging about going to Romania.
Put it on the same spot.
Look at that. He talking about bragging about going to Romania the next day. Baller shit. That's baller shit when you can get up, when you can just get up and say, you know what, man, I'm going to another country tomorrow. That's baller shit. Let's be honest. That's baller shit. Because the average man can't do that. So let's continue.
All we need is 20 hours to fly. It ain't about how much it costs.
Did you hear that? It ain't about how much it costs. I guess it's not when your little incel booty buddy fanboys are paying for it, financing your trip. You know, that's like a bad. He's a baddie. That's what he is. He's an Instagram, YouTube baddie.
Javon, you're right.
I gotta provide a little pushback, honestly.
Well, you can. Hey, you can provide some pushback when we finish this. Let us continue. Let's continue our roasting, please.
Yeah, nigga.
Let us roast in peace. Now,
It ain't about being able to take off work. It's about how long do we need to fly? Are you willing to fly that long? Right. It takes us 16 hours to get to Portugal, and then a few more hours to get to Romania. But we talking about $1,000 for a plane ticket. We all got $1,000. Okay, you all got $1,000, but yet, here we go again. See, we bring receipts over here. See, we don't do all that if and shoulda and coulda, woulda, blah. We use their own words against them. So are they lying? Here you go, right here. I need to get some drone footage. You know, I promise I'll send y'all some feet pictures. He's sending feet pictures on OnlyFans now. He's sending cheap bun pictures. Yeah, he's sending feet pictures. You know how them girls be sending when they don't want you to see their coochie or they titties, they see you some, and them niggas so thirsty they buying feet pictures. Auston Holleman selling feet pictures on OnlyFans to get a drone. Let's continue. You put it on the Airbnb, you ain't gonna spend shit when you're over there anyway. But anyway, y'all motherfuckers in the United States, and I've been trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't appreciate it. Some of y'all appreciate it. But for those that do appreciate it, I'm glad you realize it's that bad. And I'm glad that you realize
it's that bad. You right, Auston Holleman. It's that bad that they tricking on you. Because you a bad.
How do they not appreciate it when they fund your life?
But wait,
and you're saying that they don't appreciate it. They're funding your whole life.
Camel Pace, I got a question.
This nigga is a problem.
Who feed is he sending pictures of? His?
Probably. They'll probably buy his feet pictures.
Who feed is he?
Because they only want to see him.
So niggas are paying for his feet?
Probably.
Damn.
They want to see him with no shirt on. Remember the other video, the trick video he had on the couch when it was like, Auston, I see you. You look like you've been working out your chest and all this other shit.
Life is short. Shit. Family members come and go. Shit happens. For example, my uncle's in the hospital right now, right? My uncle, to be honest, my uncle smoked crack, right? And he...
What?
you probably, a whole bunch of
I heard that crack shit. I heard crack.
Well, yeah, it was crack. I don't know. Everybody knows to smoke crack damn near. So, but
can somebody ask him to talk about his dad?
What I'm gonna ask is that, have you been smoking your uncle's crack?
He's having a heart attack right now. They say it's not looking too good. If he doesn't make it, God forbid, he didn't get to live the life I live. So I do what the fuck I want to do.
Oh, you heard that? He said he does what he wants to do. You see the braggadocious? Do you see the braggadocious in this? But yet these lames out here supporting him. And he gets on YouTube and talks shit.
Peso.
He's not even respecting his subscribers. He's
But
not
I
even
don't think
respecting.
so. How are you flexing, saying you lived a better life than a crackhead? I hope we all have.
But can I ask y'all this? Can I ask y'all this? No.
What he said. Let me just say this, Tigger. What he's saying is that he lived a life that his uncle didn't. His uncle didn't get to travel and see the world and smash Brazilian hookers like he did. He's able to do it at 23.
Right, because his uncle was smoking crack.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that his uncle didn't travel the world before he became a crackhead. He doesn't know what his uncle's experience was.
I mean, he's gonna know his uncle's experience more than any of you, though.
Right.
But still, you know what?
Hold on. Let's don't get into the uncle argument. Let's continue this real quick.
I'm 23. I do what the fuck I want to do right now.
Fair use.
Thing is, look, you living your life, I'm living my life, and you living your life. I don't give a fuck about what none of these detractors say, none of that, because those motherfuckers is jealous too. You motherfuckers.
Oh, here he come. That sound like a girl. Oh, she jealous. He jealous of me because I got a BBL and she doesn't. I got the money to get my breast lifted, and I got a BBL. So you jealous of me? No, we not jealous.
I could really talk. I really want to say something crazy right now, but I can't because I could talk.
Oh, you want to say something crazy, but you saying stuff crazy on that beach. You saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Why not say it now too?
I'm bad about you.
Because they keep his teeth fit in Thailand.
But anyway.
Hey, Peso, you think you're talking about you?
Huh?
You think you're talking about you?
Yeah, probably talking about me. I wish Auston would say something about. He better not ever let me catch him in Southeast Asia because I'm gonna be in there later this year. Oh yeah, I hope he's still there.
Check out. Earn money online.
Okay, I hit it. Hold on, we gotta. Hey, this is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a long roast. This is gonna be a long roast tonight. This is gonna be a long race. We got plenty of time.
What is he saying? Earn money online when you're begging for money online. The people that you're telling to earn money from is giving you their money, the money that they work for, and you're telling them to earn money. It's a fucking insult.
How?
And I don't understand because he's taking their money. It's insulting.
They donate money.
I don't see how people it doesn't matter.
Yes,
he knows what he's doing, but he's giving them their money. You know how expensive it is to live in America right now, and he's begging for money and then telling somebody else to earn money that's giving him their money.
Right.
And if they give it voluntarily, there's nothing wrong with that.
And who was the one of his? Because I already can tell from your conversation that you are.
I'm an agent.
Go give him your money then.
No, Camo, ask Mr. Reclaim Your Throne. Ask him, has he donated to Auston? Ask him.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So if you haven't donated to him, why are you supporting that other men give him their money while he's telling them to make more money?
Okay, so that argument is flawed because I haven't donated to the Red Cross, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't support anybody else for donating to the Red Cross.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you a question. How can you support a man telling other men to give him money to buy frivolous things so that he can enjoy his life and then tell them to make more money online?
So,
that's a whole scam and it's trash.
Okay, so do you have a YouTube channel?
Look, that's not what I asked.
And I'm going to answer your question, but first answer me this.
Technically, yes, I do.
Okay, so you have a YouTube channel, and if you are a content creator, you know that the backbone of your content is built off of your subscribers. So in order to increase your subscriber count and the quality of your content, you're funded by not only ad revenue, that's if you're monetized, if YouTube doesn't decide that they want to demonetize you, or the donations from your subscribers. So I don't see any problem with Auston Holleman.
I have a job, so I don't know what you're talking about. I get paid for salary. I have a job.
Well, there's something called an entrepreneur.
Let me answer your question. If I was active on my YouTube channel, I wouldn't be begging out. If somebody donated to me, I would thank them, and I wouldn't be telling them, "Oh, donate to me," but at the same time, get extra money so that you could do other things while you're donating to me. When in reality, you can keep your own money and live the life that I'm living.
Well, like I said, if somebody donates voluntarily, there's no issue with that. As a matter of fact,
that doesn't mean that it's right though.
Yes, it does, because if I support somebody, then I'm going to donate to them. If Austin says, hey, okay, I want to get a drone, right? I want to get a drone. It's going to cost $2,400. I need you guys' support to get a drone. They send him a drone, and then he uses that to increase the quality of his YouTube for his subscribers. There's nothing wrong with that.
And then they're continuously giving him money because they're the ones that's funding his life. He has no job.
Well, his job is YouTube. His job is YouTube.
Hold on.
He's an entrepreneur.
Let me say this, Reclaim. I don't have a problem personally with people donating to Austin Holleman. I don't, whatever they want to give Austin Holleman, that's cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But, and yeah, a lot of times these guys, they cry about, that's one of the biggest hustles in the game. I've been watching these YouTube streets for a very long time. And it's amazing to me that these guys, they beg people. Instead of them taking the money, because Austin Holleman has made a lot of money. Austin Holleman has made a lot. Austin Holleman is probably making 3 to 4, maybe 5,000 a month off of YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now, but yes, Austin Holleman is traveling the world. As you can see right now, he's in a club, drinking, drunk as a skunk, talking shit, talking about how much money he got, how much he's flexing. Let's be honest, he's flexing. Talking about he can go to Romania tomorrow if he wants to. He got $1,000 right now he can put down on the airplane just for the hell of it. When he could be putting that $1,000 on that drone and upping his quality. He done made enough money where he could buy a drone to up his quality. He been in Brazil for over 3 months. They sell drones in Brazil. So he's been there for 3 months. He could have easily bought him a drone if he wanted to. The thing is that I don't think Camo has a problem with him getting donations. I think the problem is that YouTubers, and I know that you're a YouTuber. I know you got a YouTube page because I've seen you before. A lot of YouTubers out here are grifters, number one, but yet they take advantage of their subscribers. There's nothing wrong with your subscribers donating you and supporting you. That's a great thing. That's an excellent thing if your subscribers are willing to donate and support you. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of content creators take advantage of their subscribers. And we've seen in the news where a lot of these YouTube content creators have ran scams, have defrauded their subscribers, the whole 9 yards. And it's obvious, and it's obviously, as we can see right here, here's the beam footage, man. We don't be lying on these guys most of the time. And if there's anything that I'm lying on these guys, I'm making fun of it. So we're not trying to drag these guys on purpose. They're doing it themselves. And it's right here. This guy right now, if I'm a subscriber to Austin Holleman, and if I'm a supporter of Austin Holleman, after watching this video right here, I look at him side-eye because he's sitting there flexing because we know he doesn't have a 9 to 5. It's not like this man has a 9 to 5 and he's supplementing his YouTube channel. I mean, he got a job and he's using YouTube to supplement his channel, and he got all these bills. He's a single man. He doesn't have any kids, so he's not paying child support. The only thing that man is paying is airplane tickets, food, and lodging. That's what he's paying. And he's making, and I'm on YouTube. I know how much this guy's roughly about making. He's roughly making anywhere between $4 to $5 grand a month. And that's not including the cash apps. They don't count cash apps. He got a cash app up at the top. That don't account the Facebook revenue that he says he's making, the TikTok revenue that he's making, and all that other stuff. This man has enough money to buy a damn drone. Let's just keep it real. And not only that, he's sitting there bragging about he can do it whatever he wants to do. Whatever the hell he wants to do, he can do it. He's bossing up right here in front of us. And you can't say he's not. You can't.
Well, I mean, there is going to be a form of confidence when you start making money, especially at his age. And let's just talk about the numbers. All right, I'm on Social Blade right now. They're saying his estimated monthly earnings are between $188 to $3,000 a month. So it's not. I mean, maybe he's getting
Social Blade is lying. First of all, Social Blade numbers aren't accurate, and you probably know that. Are you monetized yet?
Yeah, I am monetized.
Okay, so you know Social Blade is lying, and it's more on the high end, and it's more. And you got to realize something too. I just said it. He has other revenue streams. Social Blade don't count cash apps. That's straight money, straight to your account.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count TikTok. He's making money off of TikTok. That doesn't count that he's making money off of Facebook. So even if he's making another $500, $600, $700, he has enough money to buy. Now I don't care what he does, but he has enough money to buy. He shouldn't. In other words, he should not be crying over a freaking drone.
He's not crying though.
No, he's begging. He's asking for these guys to buy him a drone when he can do it himself. In other words,
you said begging. Now it's asking. Is it begging or asking?
Well, begging. How about this begging? Yeah, yes, it is begging. It is begging when somebody's already giving you money. Now, if I don't
agree with that.
If you gave me, first of all, if you gave me $100 and then I came to you 2 hours later and say, can I get $50 from you? I'm begging you because I just gave you $100. I mean, because you just gave me $100. You just gave me $100, and I came back to you.
You're talking about an individual, though. It's not like
each person is an individual. Each person.
Yeah, but his YouTube channel is a business, so it's not like he's looking at every individual who sent him money. Damn,
sir, we don't want to talk about. Hold on, I'm gonna let you talk, but we're not talking about business.
Doesn't sound like it.
Because if this is a business, he surely shouldn't be begging. But go ahead.
Like I said, businesses do beg through advertisement, obviously, because they create ads and they say, hey, come buy this product. It's better than this person. Okay. Coke begs you to rock with them instead of Pepsi. So, I mean, you could say it's begging. You could say it's advertising. You can say it's marketing. At the end of the day, his YouTube channel is a business. And in order for him to continue to create content, he has to have people who financially support him in order to grow the channel. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, you can have gripes about maybe the way that he speaks or anything like that, but there's nothing wrong with making money off of YouTube.
I never said it was a problem making money off of YouTube.
No, but I mean, you're saying he's begging, and all he did was say, hey, support the channel so I can buy a drone.
He is begging. So if a guy's on the street with a sign and he said, please, can you help? He's asking for help. Mm-hmm. We consider that begging. He has a sign. He's sitting on the corner. He said, please donate. That's begging too.
I mean, but I've seen you on your channel say, hey, please go to this channel. Please follow that channel. Are you begging for subs now?
Yeah, I'm asking for subs.
No. Are you begging? Are you begging? There's a difference between begging and asking. Are you begging or are you asking?
Well, hold on. Repeat that again. Repeat that one more time.
I said, I've seen you on some of your channels and you say, hey, go follow this channel to get more information on this. Go follow that channel to get more information on this. Are you begging or are you asking for subs?
I'm asking for subs.
Okay, so what's the difference?
But hold on. But this would be begging. Every 5 minutes. Hey, or better yet, if I go on somebody else's channel, can you subscribe to my channel? Go on another channel. Hey, can you subscribe for my channel? Hey, go on another channel. See, how many times, well, I'm not gonna say how many times, but this is not the first time Auston has asked for something. And my point is that if you, and we can play the semantic game, or if he's asking, is he begging? Is he doing this? Is he doing that? But at the same time, we know that Auston makes plenty of money on YouTube from his subscribers. Why are you begging your subscribers when you know most of your I don't know what the economic situation of your subscribers. We don't know that. But why are you asking for them to get you some equipment for you? And I'm not saying that what he's doing is not illegal. I'm not saying that it's illegal, and I'm not saying that he can't do it. But how are you going to turn around? Okay, I just put it like this: the optics. It doesn't look good. The optics. He's sitting right here. We got him right here on this screen.
talking about how much he's a baller, how much money he has.
Well, I mean, I didn't think
he can do whatever he wants to do, and then he turns around and say, "Hey guys, I need a drone for some footage and stuff like that." And I already know what happened. What happened was that his homeboy Rilla said, "You know what? You need to shoot some footage of some nice places and up your production and stuff. You're probably gonna need a drone for that." Oh, okay. Instead of him saying, "You know what? Let me go out and buy a drone," because he had the money. Let me go out and buy a drone. No, what he does is
well, you're making assumptions.
No. I'm not making assumptions. I know how he thinks.
You don't know that to be a fact.
Hold on for a second. You know what? We finna bring out the receipts because you niggas are delusional. Hold on. We finna bring out some receipts.
I don't really think it's delusional. I think you're extrapolating what he's actually doing.
Hold on. Well, I can extrapolate all goddamn long. Come on, hold on for a second. We're gonna bring out some receipts. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. Just bear in mind. Just be patient. Be patient. And look at this. I'm helping Auston Holleman make money right now. Look at that. We playing the commercial for Auston. Now, you see that right there? You see that right there? You see that right there? Do you see that?
See what? Him with the,
see that right there?
the Thai woman?
Yeah, with the girl. Yeah, with the Thai girl. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Okay. My question to you is that he's spending his money. Now he wants to up his production. He's spending all his money on these hoes, on these Thai hoes, and I ain't talking about Chevy. He's spending all his money on these Thai hoes. When he could be taking that money, see the peso man. What the peso man to do is that if I was Auston Holleman, I would be saving my money, not taking these Thai hoes, these Chevrolet Thai hoes out, and I'll be putting that money to the side, saving up for me a drone, because I wouldn't be putting all that pressure on my subscribers, you know, and trying to get them better content and give them value, because all he doing is walking around with these Thai hoes. And I ain't talking about Chevy.
Hey, so
well, I mean, this is one of his videos.
No. We can hold on. We can go back to the hold on, Rico. I'm gonna let you have it. We can go back to the last video. He was in the club, balling it up, spending all that money.
Yeah, because that's what his subscribers want to see.
When he could have been taking that money. Apparently his subscribers want to see drone footage.
His subscribers want to see him outside.
Okay, that's fine. I roll with that. But he should have been taking some of that money and putting it to the side, because he said right there he had $1,000 in his pocket right off cash money. So he could have, after they got drunk and went home and sobered up, he should have went to the Best Buy, the Brazilian Best Buy the next morning and bought him a damn drone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that maybe, he could manage his money a little better. I don't know how he's doing financially. But I really don't have a problem with him asking his subscribers to donate so that he can get more equipment to increase the quality of his content. I really don't see an issue with that. I don't have a
problem with that either, sir. But when you see him out here mismanaging money, you got to think twice. Because I'm not going to be giving my favorite YouTuber, donating to my favorite YouTuber when I know he's out here blowing the bag.
Hey, so
but then you also have to understand the exchange rate is a lot different. So what looks like to you blowing the bag may not actually be blowing the bag at all. Like, you're not really spending that much in another country because of the exchange rate. So he may not even be spending that much money.
Well, the drone should be in that argument. If that's your argument, which is a bullshit argument, but if that's your argument,
it's not a bullshit argument.
Then the drone should be cheaper. Then well, I'm going with your bullshit argument. If the drone should be cheaper, then so he shouldn't have no problem buying the drone.
Well, I don't think he put a numeric value on how much he needed to buy the drone. I think he just said donate so that I can get a drone.
Can I ask you a question? Because you said a lot of conflating things that was confusing to me.
Go ahead.
One in particular was you said advertising was the same as begging.
We know that's wrong.
well, the reason why
advertising is not begging. Advertising is promotion.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I said that
they spend money to advertise, sir.
Right.
I understand that. And he spends money to create his content.
No, but let me finish. Advertising is promotion because typically when you advertise is you're informing the public about your services. We sell this, we do that. That's what advertising is. It is in no way begging. You also spoke to the donations, which I would not argue with you about the donations, but it's not voluntary if you ask for it.
Well,
if you request the donations, that's fine, but it's not voluntary because people voluntarily donate to organizations without being asked. That's like charity.
I don't necessarily agree with that because every time you go to a store and they say, "Hey, do you want to donate to the Boys and Girls Club on the payment pad?"
That's a requested donation.
So is that
begging
or
you want to give it? But
yeah, it is. But he's not forcing anyone to donate, so it's still voluntary.
I'm saying it's not voluntary if it's requested. It's a requested donation. Voluntary is given without being asked.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that as well. You can voluntarily donate.
If I can interject, it's simple. It really boils down to this, right? Everything that you're saying, I agree with. But here's what you're forgetting. In two breaths, he's doing two different things. One moment he's asking or he's requesting, whatever you want to say, for a drone, right? Mm-hmm. But then in the very next breath, he's flexing, yo, we got $1,000. We could fly to Romania tomorrow. We're financially free. So it's just the inconsistencies. That's all it is. He doesn't stay firm. So if he's going to represent that he has this flexible lifestyle, that he's financially free, because that's what he uses as a basis of his credibility. Mm-hmm. So that people can actually follow him. That's his basis for him and his teachings as far as his coaching, because he has that as a practice. So then that is inconsistent with requesting or begging or asking for money for a drone. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I was saying. I mean, don't you see?
Well, I mean,
don't you see the conflict?
100%. And I totally agree with that premise that, okay, hey, if you're asking for donations and then on the other hand, going in other videos and saying, hey, I'm balling, I got a bag, whatever, then that is definitely an inconsistency and a contradiction. So, you have a point there. But I just think, like, if you go to the original conversation when it comes to him asking for a drone, if you omit the part where he's over here flexing and whatnot, I don't see a problem with that inherently. And I agree. But in addition, hold on, excuse me.
Sir, we can't omit that, sir. We can't omit that.
No, I get that. But I'm just saying, standing alone, I don't find a problem with that. When you go and then start bragging about how much money you got, but then you're asking for more money, then that is problematic. So
that's what he's done. That's the issue. That's what he's doing. Right. Okay. And he's perpetuating a fraud on one or two of those ends.
So let me ask you this. Is there any way that, because I'm not saying that he deserves anybody an apology necessarily, but is there any way that he can kind of change you guys' mind on the way that you perceive him?
Sure, by being actually honest, by being authentic, by being credible, by not being contradictory to what he presents to the audience. Or being positive, hold on, let me finish. Being positive, right? Because the only people who's getting a benefit from his content is himself. Because as you could see, when we, as people with passports, Americans specifically, travel, one of the things that we want to do is we want to represent our country in a positive light. We want to leave a good impression to the people that we encounter. So the biggest issue with this gentleman is that he's very contradictory to how he behaves. Then his behavior makes us and puts us in a very bad light as Americans with passports, especially males with passports. So much so that he angered an entire sect of an entire country, the one that he claims happens to be his favorite country. So when we travel, I don't know your race, but when we travel as other Black American men, there is a now bad taste because social media makes it to where this is a global world. So it isn't just a quick word of mouth as it was in the past. Currently now, we're going to be actually expressed, and there'll be there's already a bad light on us as a people as a whole. So the issue is,
there's a bad light on these other countries too.
Agreed. But for me, I live in the country that he represents, which is America. I live in the actual culture that he represents, which is Black. And I'm also an African American as well. So I have to hold him accountable because he comes out and he claims to come out of our culture. So it's us and our responsibility to hold him responsible, especially when he's sitting there perpetuating an extremely negative behavior and mindset for a whole culture, because he's actually deemed it passport bros, and the bros aren't brothers in arms. The bros stands for Black brothers. That's what the bros stand for in perpetuity. That's his specific brand. So much so, he tattooed it on his body. Quickly, let me just say hello to the chat, Siobhan. I don't want to miss anybody.
Can I add something real quick?
For sure, knock yourself out.
Let me just add something real quick. I won't be a second. So again, like you said, he could seek redemption and forgiveness if he exercised changed behavior, which he's not. And what's making it even worse, you said you're not going to ask him to apologize. Okay, fine. What happened in Brazil happened in Brazil. He left the country, water under the bridge. What makes it even worse is he's simply continuing almost the identical behavior in another country. So as if Black men are not going to be just side-eyed in Brazil, now he's over in Thailand doing almost the same thing. Here go the picture right here. Here we go again with the same identical behavior. He's trying to tweak it a little bit, but it's the same whoremongerish behavior. So now I'm not going to Thailand. It's not on my list. But if I so desired, everywhere he fucking goes, I have to check as a danger zone for me and my sons. Because unfortunately, as men of color, what one does, the whole collective must carry that burden. We don't get the benefit of being seen as a flawed individual. We're seen as a flawed collective.
I mean, but everybody has prejudgments. I think everybody is kind of classified within, their own demographic.
So you agree that white men, when a white guy does something, the totality of the white collective is judged the same way that when a Black guy does? We are uniquely identified as a collective, no matter what. That's why the whole driving while Black. That's why the whole unarmed. If it's so bad in our home country, people outside of America. So at least I could say, if I run across a white person in America, they may understand the nuances because, they've been around something. But now I run across an Asian person who has no experience with Black people or very little. And most of it is stereotype. Most of it comes from television and bullshit online. And
that comes from their government mostly.
Right. But what I'm saying is, these are the images they're being fed. And my problem is when you have and Austin's not the only one, but when you have an Austin and other Black men.
And it's not just Black men though.
I know it's not, but it doesn't. See, again, that's where we get into this false dichotomy of other people are doing it. Other people have always been doing it since the history of mankind. We have never been given that grace, nor will we. We have to be our own best defenders. There's still no excuse for us to want to practice the wicked ways or the decadent behavior of other people just because they did it. Just because they did it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Why do we need to practice in it? Why do we need to oppress, demean other people that's beneath us socioeconomically because someone did it to us or someone else is doing it? We shouldn't want to practice in that.
How is he oppressing anyone?
I'm not saying he's oppressing them. He's exploiting. We say this is in the vein of exploitation, that because the bottom line is that blue passport, and we come from a Western world. And again, there's no denying. They're not going to England. They're not going to France. They're not going to Germany. They're not going to countries that are on par with the U.S. They're going to countries that's substantially below.
Well, I wouldn't say that
there's no denying that.
No, I agree, but I wouldn't say it's based off of a socioeconomic status. I think it's more based off of the traditional values that those people, specifically the women, have in those countries.
Let me ask you this. Do a quick Google search of these countries. The DR, Brazil, Colombia, Thailand, the Philippines. See what the average monthly wage is. It's undeniably a socioeconomic.
I mean, I think that's a factor, but the reason why the values are still traditional, so you don't think that that's the number one factor? I don't think that's the number one factor because I've seen
traditional values.
Yeah, because I've seen guys go to places like China, Japan, other places that.
So they don't have traditional values.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's a traditional woman.
Hold on, say what now?
So you don't think European countries have traditional values?
I think Western countries in general, any country that is part of the United Nations that, it has, a social and economic status.
Traditional values.
I think a lot of them have, yes. I do think a lot of them have. I mean, the UK, Germany, as you can see.
Italy.
Yeah, Italy, France. I mean, they're protesting in France. No, I honestly, I genuinely think that they have gone away from their traditional values for sure. I mean, look at Germany. Their president was a woman.
But why do you guys believe that?
I mean, it's evident. It's evident because they have open border policy, which is not traditional. They have open border policy.
Hold on, sir. Let me just ask you a question. Which countries have traditional values? Can you give us a few countries?
I would say a lot of countries in South America have traditional values. A lot of countries in Africa have traditional values. There are some European countries that have traditional. Before the war, Ukraine, they had. Go ahead. I was just going to say, before the war, Ukraine had traditional values. Vietnam has traditional values. I would say Romania, to an extent, has traditional values. Obviously, in Africa, Nigeria.
High rates of single motherhood. Do you think that that's traditional? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so a lot of these countries that you would say in South America, they have higher rates of teen pregnancy and single motherhood than the U.S.?
Yeah, but that part also goes back to...
So how are they traditional if they're expressing non-traditional values? They're not. The DR, which is a place they love to go.
Well, I think there's a difference between traditional and civilized. I mean, there's a difference between traditional and civilized. Whereas, you're saying that they have higher rates of single motherhood and whatnot. And so that would be more of a civilized aspect in the fact that, a lot of the country is still uncivilized, or a lot of those regions are still
married. They're not married, so they're untraditional, correct?
Yes. No, for sure.
Yeah, so these countries that they're going to are not as traditional as they are pretending they are. Because a lot of these women are unmarried mothers. And I don't know if it's by choice. I don't know what the reasoning is. I just know statistically that to be true. Even though a lot of these African nations, they're not all wedded. Like, we fantasize that these countries have values that we wish we had.
No, I agree.
In a lot of cases, those countries have values very similar to us.
No, I would say that some of them are worse, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like I said, that kind of goes toward more the civilization, not necessarily the traditionality. What I think that they mean by traditional is more of a patriarchal hierarchy.
But if that's the case, right? So in other words, they just looking for countries where, and I agree with that. I think most of these
they're looking for countries where the men are in charge,
right? Where women are second-class citizens. Thank you. It's not all about traditional. It's not. So they would love to be in the Middle East if they wasn't scared of getting killed over there. They would love that. Where they could get a women, have them covered up. They would love that.
Well,
Rico,
you can only have a certain amount of wives.
Hold on, Rico. Let me say this. They want countries where the prostitution rates are very high. That's what they want. Okay, let's just be honest. Let's keep it real. Because if these guys really wanted traditional women, they would be over there in Afghanistan picking women left and right, and them women would be happy to go with them.
Yep.
They want somewhere where they can go and be irresponsible. That's what they want. They want a country where they can
and I don't
go
totally
there
disagree.
And they can be totally irresponsible.
Yeah, because that's not making sense. Let Camo up.
I'm gonna let Camo up. Hold on, Camo. I tried to bring you up, but then you was in the background doing something, so I dropped you down. Let me ask you a few questions. Reclaim.
Go ahead.
What countries have you been to?
So I've been to Jamaica. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to the UK. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So you've been pretty much. So you haven't left the Western Hemisphere, pretty much. So you haven't been to Thailand. You haven't been to DR, Colombia, Brazil. So I think you are part of this fantasy. You have been drawn into this fantasy.
Well,
I think you've been drawn in.
No, I'm just saying. I think there's a big emphasis. I think there's a big emphasis. Huh?
I think you've been misled.
No, I'm not misled. I'm just saying.
By hearing that ideology, you believe it. It's not true.
No, I'm not misled. What I'm saying is, I think there's been a huge push on Western women in general to act a certain way, and men are tired of that, so they are resorting to other facets in order to find a woman. Now, yes, there are some guys who are going to these other countries and being irresponsible, but there are a lot of guys who are going there to find one woman.
Can I ask you a question? What is your name? I don't have my glasses on. I can't see.
Reclaim
your
Your
name.
Throne.
What do you call you? Okay, I'm just gonna call you Ree, for short. So I want to ask you this question. So you said that these men is looking for traditional women, with traditional values. Am I correct?
Yes.
So I want to ask you this. What is it that, we'll say Auston, because this conversation started with, what is it that Auston has to give any woman that he deserves these traditional values? Like, what does he have? Like, what is it that what is he providing to any woman that he deserves traditional values?
Well, for one, I don't know if you even know what he's doing for these women.
I'm asking you.
Well, nobody knows but Auston, okay? So that's what I'm saying.
We do know is that his income comes from being online, so therefore we know that he can't provide for a family. We know that.
In another country, he could provide for a family.
Let me tell you something. You're not talking to just a regular person. I've lived the majority of my life around the world. So, like, I'm not just some regular chick online that's just going to go back and forth with you about this. It's not that, because wherever you go, you need to have some type of resources, especially for a man that's so-called looking for.
So if he's able to travel, and he's able to cover his costs,
we already know how he's already able to travel. So
we've already covered that he's making. Okay, excuse me. This is exactly why you can't have a conversation with a lot of these women, because you're just trying to talk over me and you're not allowing me. See, there you go again. There you go again.
So you're going to answer the question or not?
Well, I was trying to answer your question before you rudely interrupted me. So can I go?
Go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay. So she asked, what can Auston provide?
You,
Peso Man, yes, absolutely. You, Peso Man, yourself have said that Auston makes good money on YouTube from begging or panhandling, whatever you want to call it, donations. You said that he makes good money. So obviously he has something to provide. Okay. Now, as far as what he's doing for each individual woman that he deals with, I don't know. You don't know. The only people who know is him and that woman. Okay. So a lot of you guys are making speculations on the way that he's acting. And obviously he's made some mistakes in the way that he's presented himself and his argument on YouTube. But at the end of the day, people accosting him, And it's fine. You can make a video about him and review him. And I'm totally for that. 100% freedom of speech. But when it comes to especially what the feminist Brazilian woman did online, I really think that was definitely out of line.
Hey, Reclaim, let me, I'm gonna bring Camo up, but let me not ask your question, but let me answer your question. In reference to Auston Holleman making decent money on YouTube, unfortunately, that money is tied to him being a single guy. So if he was to get a girlfriend, not saying that he couldn't pivot, because I'm thinking ahead of you. He could pivot, but let's be honest, his fan base is pretty much woman hating, mad at American women, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So his money is tied into showing girls, promoting sex tourism on the low. Let's just be honest. So if he was to get a girlfriend, or in heaven forbids if he got a wife, because that's what you guys are supposed to be going down there for, to get this fantastic wifey. So if he was to get a wifey in Brazil, all of a sudden now he has to learn Portuguese. He has to become fluent in Portuguese. He has to become a citizen. Mm-hmm. I guess he becomes a citizen when he marries the young lady. So he gets his citizenship, whatever green card or whatever process they go through down there in Brazil. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden now he probably has to get a real job, because I doubt if his wife is gonna let him sit on YouTube and talk about black American women ain't shit and drag women all day. So he's gonna have to get a real job, which he doesn't want to do. So he's gonna continue to do his Auston Holleman thing. So he's not really marriage material in my book. But I'll let Camo come up and answer the question.
I didn't think we were talking about marriage. I thought we were just talking about what he could do for those individual women.
Listen, can you drop him the way that you did me, so that I don't gotta have him talk?
I never interrupted you.
You just did it just now, and that's why I don't want to talk to you up here. Like I want to just make the statement, and that's it. Peso man?
Yeah, go ahead. You had a...
So, I asked him that question and he still didn't answer it. It went back to the feminist thing and all that. And all I wanted him to tell me, what is it that Auston is providing where that he feels like he deserves some submissive traditional woman? So you feel like you want to run through women who are marriage material, so that they are no longer good to be married to someone else when you decide you're done trying them out and you don't want them. So the real issue is there's no question or no answer that would be correct for this young man, because he's already wrapped up into Auston, where he's just going to defend it because he's in love with the idea of Auston and what Auston is doing. So he did not answer my question. I don't think that he could actually answer any question, because his whole point of coming up here was to defend Auston. And that's all I got to say.
So, like I was saying, we don't know what is going down between him and these interpersonal relationships with these women. Some of the women that he's brought on camera, from my perspective, it looks like everything is good until, maybe the back end, if they don't like the way the video turned out or whatnot, which happens, it's retroactively withdrawing their consent to be filmed, when in all actuality, a lot of the times, a lot of these women know they're being filmed, and women have autonomy over their own actions. So they decide to be in the videos. And if they decide to be in the videos, it is what it is, even if they didn't research what his channel was all about. Okay, so to answer her question, what can Auston provide these women? Like I said, we don't know what's going on in their interpersonal relationships, but if he is having relationships with these women and he's been able to prolong these relationships and they're going good and they don't end on rocky terms, then obviously he's providing them emotional support or, maybe financial support, whatever it is that he is providing, they're there to stay. So I mean, it's not like you have to, you know, take up arms and provide for every woman that you deal with. Sometimes you have casual relationships, and that's fine. I guarantee if we were talking about women having casual relationships, we would talk about, oh, their body's autonomy and they can do whatever they want. But when men have casual relationships, it's a problem.
So I can tell just by you saying we do not know what's going on with his interpersonal relationships that you actually don't truly follow Auston. It means that you're just actually defending the idea of Auston. So for you, just to give you some insight, we actually do know what's going on with those relationships because he tells us. And at the end, he was telling, and he was very clear before he left, that all of his relationships that he created in Brazil ended badly. He, in his own words, said that the women all of a sudden didn't like him. So
and that was because of the hit piece that the feminists in Brazil did.
You just yelled at the women about interrupting you. May I finish?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I just wanted to correct your point.
Are you finished interrupting now? Thank you. So the sad part is that I can tell that what you do is you wish that this gentleman was you and you were him, but you really don't follow him, because at the end of the day, those interpersonal relationships had nothing to do with the feminists who had went after him. He said that the women don't like him anymore and told him to take their videos off of his channel. This was before he left. He said, and then it was a snowball effect. What happens is what you need to realize is when you say that sometimes we as men can have casual relationships, what you don't realize is being a man means that you do have to take care of the woman. Now, you may not believe that's what manhood is, which is why we as real men don't consider you and Auston and his kind real men, because real men always take care of the women. You see, when you take a woman out of their home, the reason why typically you're supposed to meet their family is because you are now responsible for that woman outside in the streets. You see, this is extremely, extremely important for you to understand. It's one of the most important things that will make you a man versus a boy or an adolescent, is the fact that you're supposed to meet their father if their father exists, and you're supposed to explain and tell their father that their daughter is in good hands. If there's no father, you tell the mother or you tell the brother that their daughter is safe in your hands. You're going to make sure you're going to be responsible for their safekeeping. You're going to be responsible for their well-being. You see, this is the type of woman that will be submissive to a man because she knows that she is safe. She knows that her submission will not end up costing her her safety or her well-being. So this is what's important about being men, and this is what we want for these men to represent if they're going to represent us as a people. So please, I'd like to hear what you have to say to that. Please, Peso, allow him to retort. I appreciate you giving me the floor.
Yeah, I agree with it, but can you bring it back up, Peso? I just want to ask you some questions. Are you married, sir?
We're talking about Auston. What does me being married?
I understand that. But you're talking about men are supposed to provide. They're supposed to provision for women.
We're talking about in casual relationships. You are
congruent.
But we're actually
so in a casual relationship.
Yes.
In a casual relationship, a man is to provide for every single woman that he's being casual with, not committed to, but just casual with.
A man, yes, because that's what manhood is about.
Okay.
Those are distinctions. I'm not done answering your question. I'm going to answer it my way, not the way you wish. So those are the distinctions between the genders, the ones that you stand holding firm. When men who hold wholeheartedly the differences between men and women, so much so that you feel that you're against feminism. The reason why you're stating these things is those differences, and those differences come with responsibilities. So if you're going to be one that wants to be submitted to, if you want to be known as the man, if you want to be known as the head, you have to have that responsibility that comes with it. So yes, in just casual relationships, because the relationship is that you're the man and she's the woman. So you're responsible for her. And
to what extent, though? I'm asking to what extent are you responsible? Just for her safety, or do you have to financially provide for every single woman that you're casual with? To what extent are you responsible for her?
So again, are you referring to the traditional way? Because
we're talking about casual relationships here.
Are you referring to the traditional way? I am staying on topic. And if you stop interrupting, you'll understand with the end of the question. Are you referring to the traditional way of being in a casual relationship? Because most men like you scream that you want traditional women to be submissive to you.
Well, I'm actually in a relationship.
Again, I'm asking, are you referring to the traditional ways?
Sure. I mean, whatever way that you want.
I need to answer your question. To answer your question, I need to understand the context.
The traditional way, yes.
So in the traditional way, you are absolutely 100% responsible for that woman, her well-being, what she eats, her getting there, her getting home safe, her being safe when with you, the actual ways that she's feeling while she's around you. Everything specific to that relationship is your responsibility. Yes.
When she's with you or when she's away? Because I'm trying to figure out to what extent are you paying her bills? Like what are you talking about?
Now you're pushing. No,
I'm asking.
You're asking a different question because that's not a casual. That's not a casual relationship that
you just said. In a casual relationship that you are responsible 100% for that woman, for provisioning, providing.
Correct. While you're with her.
Okay, that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to pin you down on that.
But you're not pinning me down on. Yes, I did. You may not have heard it because you.
No, I heard what you said.
You have a selective hearing. The reality is I answered your question entirely. And the funny part is when you run it back, you're going to realize I did. You have to be able to.
So you don't think that he's. And you don't think that he's doing that?
Like the women that you claim don't have an issue, and they have an issue interrupting you. You're saying this is the reason why you can't have a conversation with them. You go ahead and you try to attack them for the fact that they can't not interrupt you, and yet you do the exact same thing. So you're behaving like the same women that you're claiming that is a problem. So please show me that you're a real man. And wait your turn. So go ahead and ask your question.
Well, I was talking. We're having a conversation, brother.
We're not having a conversation.
We are. And see,
conversation waits for the one person to.
If every time I interject and I say, "Oh, you're interrupting me," because you just interrupted me. So now we just keep interrupting people. We're
not interrupting people. I'm giving you the exact same behavior that you're saying the women doing to you is a problem. And what you need to do is you need to recognize that you're doing the exact same thing, but you're trying to change the word from interrupting to interjecting. The interjection is the interruption. Please understand who you're talking to.
Okay. Obviously, if we keep interrupting each other.
Stop referring to it. Just be the man that you
you were referring to it. So
I'm referring to it because you're doing it. I'm addressing it so you can stop it.
You were doing it too, man.
Continue. No, I wasn't. I wasn't allowing you to interrupt. You cannot interrupt an interruption. No, when you started interrupting, understand that I gave you the floor because you were interrupting. That does not allow you to actually feel as if
you just don't want me to talk.
You have had.
If you don't want me to talk, just say that.
I don't want you to interrupt me. When I'm speaking, don't speak. Behave the same way that you're claiming these women should behave, with control. So now, when you're done asking your question, say, can you please respond? Because for you, you're going to use.
Well, I already got your answer.
You didn't get my answer because I haven't even finished, and you still can't interject, even while being told by another man. Please stop interjecting.
Christ, this guy.
Jesus Christ can't help you. Don't actually call for someone who doesn't actually respect the way that you live. You can't even have a conversation.
You don't even know the way that I live.
I do know the way that
you don't even know me. I asked you if you were in a relationship. You didn't want to answer.
You didn't need to actually ask me that question to ask the question that you wanted. You were trying to get personal with someone who you don't know.
I don't think that was, I mean, we're having a conversation. I just wanted to know if you were doing the same thing that you were saying that he doesn't. Now, let's talk about Auston. You said that when the woman is with you, you're responsible for her 100%. I totally agree. Okay. Like we didn't disagree on that at all. When she is away, though, is your responsibility just omitted, unless she calls you for a favor or, gets a flat tire or something like that? Are you responsible for her when she's away from you in a casual relationship?
In a casual relationship, if she calls me, I have the opportunity to whether or not show her that I'm the type of man that she might want to have more than a casual relationship with. So it is my choice whether or not I'm going to help out. Now, that is dependent on the man and the type of man that she calls.
No, well, what I'm asking is it your responsibility, like once she's away from you and whatnot? Because when it comes to Auston, like we said, all of the women, I think you honestly got that wrong. All of the women that he had a relationship with, when he was talking about the snowball effect, that was literally in his apology video. And he was saying that all the women stopped dealing with him because of that hit piece. Now, that is basically just media propaganda, and that he was specifically targeted for. Okay. Now, was he doing too much online? Probably, for sure. Okay. But was it appropriate for them to come down on him in the way that they did? I don't think so. Especially when you've got so many other people who are traveling back and forth, filming, doing the same thing, and they're not being singled out. And I think that it definitely was a hit piece, and maybe it was warranted, maybe it wasn't. But at the end of the day, I just think that the way that they came down on him was inappropriate. It's not like I'm saying I agree with everything that he says. When it comes to his casual relationships, I think when those women were with him, he was doing exactly what he was supposed to do, protecting them, providing them, whatnot. I mean, I've seen a video where he was saying that he cried in the way that when he left Brazil, he cried because he hadn't had the treatment that he had over there. And I'm sure that he was reciprocating that treatment to those women because they were treating them good too. Like, you haven't seen him be blatantly disrespectful. Even the video that they pulled up where he was with the Thai woman and they were talking, like he was, it looked like they were having a good time. They were enjoying themselves. So I really haven't seen him, make bad actions toward the women out there. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Hey, Caribbean, ask him about this question on the screen. Ask him about that, if you don't mind.
Sure, give me 2 seconds. So
I have no clue who they are.
Okay, well, you said a lot, but what I keep hearing is what you're saying you haven't seen, and this tells me again that you're not following him. So what you do need to realize is that he has had a lot of opportunity to represent and respect women. You see, you can't pick and choose which women you're going to respect. It's either you respect women or you don't. So the reality is that in his specific lifestyle and the way that he has portrayed it and the videos that he's put out, he hasn't followed the right way, like as you said, because the right way would be in a country where it's illegal to record people without their consent. He would have gotten what we know in the States as, and everywhere else as, a release. You see, it's very simple to walk around with releases. You can actually just have it on your phone. You don't even have to have paperwork. You can have the release and you can have the person digitally sign it through e-signing. It's very, very simple, but he chose not to do it that way, right? So when you say that he did it the right way, not only did he didn't do it the right way, he did it so wrong that he got all that heat on him. And here's what you missed as well. He and the actual guy, his friend, I don't remember, the pearl necklace guy, I don't know what he's called. They actually teamed up and jumped and beat up a Brazilian man because of a situation that they could have easily de-escalated if they weren't immature, egotistical, self-centered narcissists. You see, they're not real men, because real men would have recognized that they live in a different country. And being that they live in a different country, that they should respect the locals that live there. If someone disrespects you, you have 2 choices. You can respond in kind, like a little boy, or like a man with dignity and a stoic man, you can choose to just walk away. So that would have prevented him from beating up him and his friend, jumping that Brazilian man. Please go ahead.
So yeah, I don't know specifically about that part. I'm not necessarily saying that Auston is a real man or anything. I'm not identifying him as anything. I'm just saying that me personally, I did not see that specific video. But how do you know that he couldn't have de-escalated that situation?
Because he has 2 feet, that works.
So just run?
No,
what you're
walk.
saying?
I say walk away because that's what a real man can do. You see, I don't need to show that I can beat someone up. If I know I can beat them up, I'm just gonna walk.
What if it was a situation you've never gotten in a fight before?
You don't know who you're talking to, I can tell. But continue.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm asking you.
Not only have I gotten into situations. Not only have I gotten into a fight before, I've been in many, many, many fights. But those situations, those were actually predetermined that we were going to meet up in a location and handle situations that needed to be handled physically. You see, like I said, he's not, but this is me being home. He wasn't home. You see, at the end of the day, it's a level of respect. It shows that you have a certain level of intellect. It shows you have a certain level of dignity. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. You want to avoid conflicts.
Sure, Camel, go ahead. After you respond. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, you want to avoid conflicts at in any way. I'm just saying you don't know what actually happened in that situation verbatim. Maybe. I do. Okay, what happened?
Go ahead, Camel. Go ahead, Camel. First, I'll go after Camel.
Okay. I'm gonna just make this real quick, because this is not I don't want to ask him a question. I'm just going to leave him with these 3 things. One, when women decide to date casually, we're not out looking for men that's husband material to casually date. Like that's not, in it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like we're saying, oh, we want to, I'm casually dating. I'm not really looking for a husband, but these are my terms that he has to, provide and protect and whatever and all this other stuff, as Auston is doing as he's dating, but wanting wife material. The second thing I want to say is, when you treat a woman well, regardless of the status of your relationship, she's gonna respect you. She's gonna feel safe with you, and she's also gonna want to be there for you at your weakest moment. So Casanova can back me up on this, because he seemed like the type of guy that has a lot of luck with women. So as a single man, if you're dating, even if you're dating 5 women, right? If you treat all those women well, equally, then they're gonna like you. They're gonna want to be around you. You're not gonna have too much issues. You're not gonna have too much drama. It's not until you start treating them differently that you start having issues. So in the case of Auston said that within the 4 weeks or however many weeks, that 2 months that he had been here, he had been through 50 women, right? So out of all 50 women, if he was treating them well, you don't think that when he was in this situation in Brazil, that not 1, 2, or 3 out of 50 women would have stepped up and said, no, this guy is a good guy? No, because he wasn't treating them well, because he didn't treat them all like he wanted them to be around, even though they may have been the best women, because Auston said that he was dating very nice, very submissive women. He didn't have many bad things to say about them, but he obviously clearly was not giving them that same treatment in return. Just because he cried coming home saying that he was going to miss the way that he was treated doesn't mean that he was giving the exact same treatment. So that's just worth, just giving you some, I'm not gonna say advice, but as a woman, I'm just telling you these things. Those things do matter, because at the end, Auston shitted on all of the women. Even the women in this country, they're not gonna want to defend him because he shitted on them. And then the women of Brazil don't want to deal with him because he's not a good person. That's just what it is. Had he could have been a player, but if he was a good guy, you can't take that from him. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna, I might have had some bad situations, but if the guy was good to me, I'm not gonna say that he was a piece of shit. Because I didn't get what I wanted. You get what I'm saying? No,
I totally agree. Like, for me, in relationships, I never burn a bridge. Like, that's just the type of guy that I am. I would never burn a bridge. So it's nothing that a woman can come on the back end and say, oh, well, he was this to me, he was that to me. So I definitely get your point. I'm just saying that, for one, the media and the propaganda, the way that the hit piece came down on him hard, I think that there might have been women that he was on good terms with that turned on him and put a sour taste in his mouth toward them, to where you said, I didn't see where he shitted on them, but shitted on those women, because I remember him saying he never would say anything bad about the women in Brazil. Can I just finish for a little bit, bro?
No, because you're bullshitting.
No, I'm not.
You're full of shit, man.
How am I full of shit, bro? I just agreed with her because I was explaining. How you don't burn bridges.
Can you stop red-splaining for a minute? I don't have all day.
Bruh.
This is the point. You're on here to protect him, and that's it. You're not on here to debate. You're on here to protect him.
I was on here to have a conversation.
No, you're on here to protect him. That's what you're on here for.
I don't even know him
what a
like
conversation sounds like. I know what a debate sounds like. Okay?
This is definitely a conversation. I just agreed with the young lady who are...
You're not going to be straight. You just need to go. You know this guy has been abusing women. He said himself that he abused women.
I don't know about all that. You'll have to pull the tape up.
If you don't, then you shouldn't be defending him.
Well, I'm not defending him per se.
Defending him. Stop the cap.
No, I'm not.
Stop the cap. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to hear your game. Okay.
I literally came up here and said there's nothing wrong with going out and exploring your options overseas, and there's a reason why men are doing that.
He's going out and he's exploiting women, just like the rest of their crew. You need to do your homework and then come back instead of going, well, I don't know.
Well, I'm not on here, like I said, to defend him specifically.
Bro. If I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna go tune into a football game at the near end of it and then try to make some critique about the football game. I don't know what happened. That's what you're doing. You're literally, every time somebody gets you in a corner, then you're like, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that.
Well, I knew about the fight, but I didn't know if it wasn't able to be de-escalated, which none of us know.
Do you see my point?
Yeah, but a lot of y'all are saying things about things that you don't know.
On this dude, you don't know him. You haven't seen all the videos. You
don't know
it yourself. Stop the cap.
You don't know him either, and you haven't seen all of his videos either. I'm not caping for him.
All of his videos, you idiot.
You've seen every single one.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, so when the fight happened,
this is what I want you to do.
So tell me what happened with the fight.
Go to Auston's Pan channel and ask him about me, and then don't say nothing else until you do that. Okay, ask him about me. Say, who's this DJ Torch guy, and you will see the response.
That's fine. Tell me what happened during the fight, bro.
I want you to go to any Passport Bro channel. You ask him about me, and then you can see what happens. That's all I gotta say. I ain't got time for this.
Can you tell me what happened with the fight? Is he gone? I mean, look, it is what it is. I was just trying to be fair.
Hello. I got the fight story.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. The fight story wasn't on Auston's channel. It was on Vibing with Fred, his little side chick. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the story was told, I watched the whole video directly out of Fred's mouth. So I didn't hear it secondhand or third hand. Fred did a whole 18 minute video describing how they jumped this Brazilian dude in this cafe. It was unprompted. He just decided to come up and do one of his vibing with Fred stories sitting there. So what he described was him and Auston was at this particular cafe, right? And while they was at this cafe, there was this Brazilian dude that was being real grimy and hostile with a Brazilian girl. So they're watching this guy terrorize and threaten, and he said it was a black Brazilian girl and it was a white Brazilian guy, and he's being all physical and aggressive with the woman in the corner, got her all jacked up, slamming her, screaming at her like that. So him and Auston was staring at it, watching at the interaction, and he looked at Auston like, man, can you believe that this is what he doing to this girl? So the dude looked over, saw them making eye contact. So the dude decided, said something to him in Portuguese. They swear they fluent in Portuguese, like, you got a problem with what I'm doing. So Fred said at that moment, he just kept looking at him because he's from Texas. He said, dude stood up from hovering over the girl and went to pull his pants up. You grab the side of your pants, pulled up. So to him, that was international code for I'm ready to go. So Fred said he just instantly swung on him, hit him with a two-piece, and knocked him out. Now him and Auston went to the guy's ass with the boots, stomped him out. Fred's words, not mine. So now, just on that little bit, what was unavoidable?
No, so if the guy
unavoidable, because it could have been avoided.
If the guy squared up, they could have walked out of the bar, whatever.
He could have called when he seen the guy jumping on the girl.
But isn't that kind of a testament?
You said it was unavoidable.
No, I didn't know if it was unavoidable or not. I was asking if it was unavoidable, and what you just described to me sounded unavoidable. But I mean, wouldn't they feel like? Hold on, excuse me. Wouldn't they feel like pieces of shit if they watched this guy harass 2-3 women and then just let him continue? So it sounds like they actually came in defense of the women.
Okay.
I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me.
I would give the getting involved to defend the woman. But if I just two-pieced you and knocked you out, why my boy now got to decide to jump on you and stomp you out?
No, I 100% agree. I 100%. If he's knocked out, boom, you know, whatever, it's over. Yeah. It's over. But
it's over.
Yeah, not for sure.
There's no up to that, because see here, your ass go to jail for that.
Well, I mean, I've seen bar fights where people don't go to jail. I mean, it just depends on if the cops come or whatever.
I'm not saying it's 100%, but that is textbook against the law. You can't stomp somebody out after you knock them out. You can't. You can't do that. That would just be terrible information to say after you knock somebody out.
I mean, it just depends on the situation.
That person. You don't. That's illegal.
No, it definitely depends on the situation. Like
if they're knocked out
in a bar fight, maybe not. But if it was in your home,
any fight, the guy's incapacitated. You do not get to assault an incapacitated person. You don't. You can.
I mean, like I said, it really just depends on the scenario.
We're not talking about how you feel about it.
It's not about how I feel. It's legal. No, the legality is.
Tell me in what state in America you can assault an incapacitated person.
So if somebody broke into your house
and they're incapacitated,
and you were fighting them and you were beating them up and you ended up killing them, you probably in the state of Georgia, in Florida.
Listen to what you said. If you're fighting them, they're not incapacitated.
No, but even if you knocked them out and kept beating them, like there's so many situations where you probably would not end up getting charged.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see how you're digging into it, but that's okay.
No, I mean, that's just the reality.
But let me
I live in Georgia.
Okay. Let me tell you. Okay.
And I cover crime in Georgia.
Fred and Auston was at a public cafe. They wasn't in their house.
Yeah. No, for sure. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. But now we're going to stick to the story.
Okay.
I'm going to argue the legal semantics because I've been working in law for 35 years. But nonetheless, that's what happened. Auston then jumped in to help him finish stomping the guy out. Someone did call the Brazilian police, who then came. This is all the story he told. When the police came, the dude apologized to them. So now the dude that they stomped out apologized to them. And the police didn't do anything. I didn't believe the story. It sounded incredible. But it might be a little bit credible because for some reason, Fred took that goddamn video down. Because that's incriminating evidence.
Yeah.
Of you assaulting a citizen of a country that you have no residency.
I agree.
And you are a guest. Your ass could get thrown under the jail for that. For beating.
I just found it. It's odd that they made that they did that after. That's why I kind of don't believe it. And maybe it happened under alcohol, but you got to remember a week ago, maybe not even a week, maybe 2 days prior to that video, they made a video telling guys not to come over there fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like that they're not going to help them. That they, that they knew it was wrong. Like so, and then they actually do it. And then to put it on tape, that's why
Camo, that was Auston that said. Auston said, "Don't come over here fighting." But Fred is the one who put out the video about them stomping out the guy. But Fred took that video down. But YouTube still got it. So again, if that Stephanie Ribeiro wants to report his ass to the Brazilian government, they can get that video of him incriminating himself, saying that that's what he did because he was flexing. He was flexing on, I knocked somebody ass out. Don't play with me. I'm from Texas. And at the time I heard, I'm like, why is he posting a video talking about he beat up a Brazilian citizen?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that situation was avoidable, but in the way that you described the situation, it really does sound like he was coming in defense to the women. Now, it was probably some overkill when they started stomping him out, for sure. I 100% agree. You knock the guy out, hey, splash some water on him, get him back up, and tell him to, kick rocks.
Right.
Now, do you want to see the terrible inconsistency? Reclaim. Let me show you. So this is what Camel was actually bringing up. So this gentleman, Auston, after doing that, do you know what he goes on his live to say? He goes on his video and says, if any of you supporters who I'm also asking to buy me a drone ends up coming down and getting fight, you're going to get shot by yourself. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm not going to support you in the same behavior that I actually just did, and I would expect you to support me in. These are the same people that he's also asking for support from. So he's asking for support from them, but he's saying, I won't support you in doing the same behavior that I do and I actually participate in.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think
these are the same men that don't protecting their own women in their own country. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are the only men who don't.
Wow, I didn't even think about that, Camel.
Wow. You get what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep right there.
They're the same guys that just the other day told me I'm acting like Superman for saying I wouldn't watch a woman get assaulted.
I do have a question. Reclaim, have you ever disrespected Black women?
I mean, I've disrespected people who disrespected me.
So you're saying that you disrespected Black women?
It doesn't matter. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, men, women, it doesn't matter. If you disrespect me, then I'm going to disrespect you. But I haven't.
Are you a passport bro? Yes or no?
I mean, I have a passport. I'm not a passport bro, though.
Bro, yes or no? Do you defend passport bros? Yes or no?
I mean, I defend their right to be able to travel. Yeah.
So you defend passport bros no matter what they do?
No, that's not what I said. I defend their right to travel and abide by the laws, within wherever they go.
Okay, so what happened with this woman you called a fat, bald Black woman?
Which one?
Oh man, wait, what?
Bring it up on the screen. Hey, so can you bring it up?
TJ Torres.
Oh yeah, so she was talking about
everybody.
Pull it up. She was talking about passport bros, and I was breaking down the argument.
Oh man.
And you can go on videos where I'm talking about white women. You can go on videos where I'm talking about guys.
I don't give a fuck. I don't want to go on videos like that.
Well, I mean, check out the video. I'm talking about everybody. And you can go on my other channel, too.
I'm not going to go to your channel.
Well, you just went to my channel.
No, I did. You're lying.
So how do you know about a video that I posted?
You're lying.
You confessing.
Because you can hit your your name or whatever, and it'll come up and show like your last comment.
But if they went to my channel,
world. So what you're not listening to and you're not paying attention to is he said he didn't go to your channel. What he did was he didn't go and watch your video. What he did was went to the community wall and look what he found like real quick. God damn.
I said straight men are the consumers of female beauty. Fat, bald-headed Black woman attempts to check the passport kings and demands they stay in the U.S. Yep.
Well, wait a minute. This was from 3 days ago?
Hold on, Rico. Here's what's crazy.
I told you it was crazy.
Hold on.
How am I full of shit? Did you watch the video?
I'm going to share with you, Reclaim. First of all, be very clear. Your whole statement is based in a complete falsity because the actual consumers of female beauty are females. Females get pretty for other females more than they get pretty for other men. What do you mean, come on? They compete against each other. The female beauty is not consumed by men because most men will actually sleep with something that they don't even consider beautiful. That's a true fact.
Okay, so I agree that men will sleep with women that they don't find attractive. But ultimately, men are the consumers of female beauty. I mean, even if you ask the woman on the panel, hold on, sorry, can I finish? Can I finish though? Can I finish though? Can I finish though, please? Even if you ask the women on the panel, like usually because if you watch videos, when women answer the question, oh, do you compete with other women? They say that they don't compete. When in all actuality, yes, we know that they compete, but they're competing what? For men or the top men that they want. So
I want you to read the statement again. Your statement you made again. Straight men. Go ahead.
Straight men are the consumers of female beauty. Fat, bald-headed black woman attempts to check the passport kings and demands they stay in the USA.
Wow.
And then
what made you
it's
put
a
it
video
up?
link.
Did she attack you?
No, she didn't attack me.
Yes or no?
It's
Yes or no?
a YouTube video. It's content.
Did she attack you? Yes or no?
He said
it's
no.
content.
Did she attack you? Yes or no?
No, she didn't attack me.
Okay,
no.
then
Did she disrespect you? Hold up,
But I
DJ.
didn't-
Did she disrespect
You
you?
lied to me again.
Watch the video. You got to watch the video.
Hold on, DJ. Let me ask you.
You got to
Ask him
watch
a
the
question,
video,
DJ.
You
man.
don't attack people who. You said you don't attack people who don't attack you. You just attacked her.
Yep.
But she didn't attack you.
Yep.
If you
said
watch
she
the
didn't
video,
attack you.
you'll see
No,
that I'm just
watch the
breaking
video.
down what her statement
Dude,
is.
I'm not
She
watching
put
it, bro.
content
I
out
understand who you
online,
are.
and I reviewed it.
I know you'd like to deflect, but we're not referring to the video that you made. We're referring to the disrespect on your community wall for someone, a black woman.
That's the YouTube title.
For
And she did attack me. Look.
For a black. Now you're saying she did attack you.
Well, I'm talking about the woman in the comment. I was.
But that's not the woman.
You don't
That's
even
not the
understand
woman.
the
That's not
context,
the woman
though.
you're referring to. You see,
No,
the
it's not.
context. The context is that you were disrespectful to a woman who wasn't disrespectful to you.
And you could have reviewed
And if you
it
watch-
without disrespect, though. You could
You
have
said what now?
reviewed it. You could have critiqued it. You could have criticized it without the disrespect towards the woman. You could have just.
I mean, it's an objective fact. It's an objective fact that she was fat and bald.
But it is an objective that's disrespectful.
How is it disrespectful if I'm
Framing
pointing
it-
out the
framing-
reality?
Framing it
it's
that way, you could be.
insulting,
I could tell you. I could tell you how, because you could have easily said, "Woman attempts to check the passport kings," but you decided to frame it under fat, bald-headed black. Now, let me ask you a question. Is she hold up? I'm going to show you the disrespect.
Go ahead.
Because there's lies within your statement. Because first of all, she's not bald-headed.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She has hair on her head. Does she not have hair on her head?
Come on, bro. She
No,
barely
don't
has hair.
see. Again, the question
She's
is
got a
whether
taper.
she-
She's got a fade.
What does she have hair on her head or not, sir?
She's got
You
hair.
see,
Yes.
The deflection is sharing. The deflection is sharing with everyone. The reality is that you were disrespectful because you said she was bald-headed and she's not. You said those words were factual, that they were based in factual realities, and they're not, because she's not bald-headed.
She's definitely bald, bro. She literally acknowledged in the video
now you're
that she
using the
was
word
bald.
literally. She's not literally bald at all.
No, I said she literally acknowledged that she was bald in the video.
But you are saying that that's a factual statement. Now, whether she is factual or not is not in question. It's whether or not your statement is factual, which would have allowed you to say that you weren't being disrespectful.
For a woman, I would consider her bald.
For a woman,
that's how I would
either she
describe
has
her.
hair,
If I saw her, I would
either
say,
she
hey,
has hair.
the bald woman.
I understand that you'd like to change the definition of bald to fit your narrative, so you no longer are the person who was disrespectful to a woman who wasn't disrespectful to them, but you can't do it with Casanova. I'm sorry. Because you're going to have to stand on your words that are clear. And DJ Torch, before he even brought that, he asked you to stand on the type and express to us what kind
I'm
of
standing on
person
it.
you are.
I said it was a description of the woman, just like I have another video.
It's a false description, which is why it's disrespectful.
It's not a false description.
She's
by
not
any
bald.
regard, everybody would consider her bald.
By all regards, bald means that you do not have hair.
I wouldn't consider a woman with a fade bald.
No, that's a woman with a fade.
Oh my
That's a woman
God.
with a fade. You just said she had a taper. That's a woman with a taper.
Short hair style.
So at the end of the day, no. But here's the thing, Rico. The thing is that
That's
DJ Torch
subjective.
was extremely specific, And he asked, do you disrespect women? He said, in response, I only disrespect those who disrespect me. That's why he was a complete liar. That's why DJ was fucking done with the man, because he knew he was a liar, because he had proof that he disrespected a person.
I didn't disrespect her. I described her.
I understand that in your terms, I understand that you'd like to change the terms of disrespect.
I wasn't disrespectful at all.
The same way that you'd like to change the terms of actually beating up a man that's incapacitated. I know you'd like to.
I didn't try to change that.
I understand that everything that you see has a different version of reality. Because at the end of the day, she had hair on her head. She wasn't bald. And you decided to call her bald because it was disrespectful. Why don't you just own it? Hold on, Rico. Well, you see, this is why we don't respect these young males. They're not men. Because a man would say, you know what, DJ? You're right. I was disrespectful.
No, I don't think you're right.
I was being, again, I know, because idiots don't believe that they're right when they're wrong. So now
you have to go to ad hominems.
I said idiots. So if you want to sit here and identify as the idiots I'm referring to,
you're the one who called
then
me
you're
an
calling
idiot.
yourself. I didn't call you an idiot. I said idiots don't identify. Why are you identifying with the idiots that I'm referring to? I'm speaking in general terms, which is why I started the statement saying this is why I don't respect these type of males. You see, again, you're the one that you're not understanding who you're speaking to. When you're speaking to a man of dignity and intelligence, you are easily shown to be a moronic. And that comes after you called me an idiot because you identified with the idiots that I was speaking in general terms to a specific type of actual male, and you identified with that. And everyone can see it. No one called you that. Because when I'm going to call you an idiot, I'm going to say, yo, reclaim your throne. You're an idiot, as an example of when I'm actually calling you an idiot. But I don't call you an idiot. I say the type of behavior that you are defending, the type of behavior that you've shown, is shown that not only you are disrespectful to people who aren't disrespectful to you, but all you do is try to make excuses for deplorable people, for deplorable human beings that mistreat other human beings. The only thing that we see is that you're creating, I didn't say you made an excuse. I said you came in defense of, which is what you're doing here. That's your entire premise of you actually being here. So please, if you're gonna say what I do, say what I've done. Don't try to frame it how it will work for some other inconsistent person who is okay with arguing with a moron.
Okay, well, yeah, about the video, she described herself as bald. It was an objective reality, and I broke the video down. If you watch the video, wasn't disrespectful to her at all. I was just breaking down what she said. So y'all can go check that out on my channel, Reclaim Your Throne.
Okay, let me ask you this. If she described herself as bald, why did you feel the need to repeat it? Is it at least insulting?
Because it's a title of a video. No, I don't think it's insulting.
You don't think it's insulting to call her fat? Wait a minute. You don't?
No, I don't. I don't, because she's actually fat.
Excuse me. In the era of fat shaming, body shaming, everyone knows calling someone fat is a universal insult, whether they're fat or not. That's why you have the terminology fat ass and so on and so forth. You can't say fat is not an insult in 2023. You just cannot honestly claim to be even moderately intelligent and not see how the word calling someone fat as an insult.
Well, the thing is, I'm a personal trainer.
Is fat an insult? Calling a man or a woman or a kid fat an insult and
I think it depends on the context. I think it depends on the context.
In any context.
In any context.
No. Let's use this. You said you're a personal. You said you're a personal trainer. So what you're telling me is that a potential client, you're going to tell them you're fat, as opposed to saying and framing it, you're overweight, because that's the actual reality. Because fat, that's actually that's relative. Okay. Overweight is not relative. No, we're being specific
fat is objective.
To your actual.
You can literally do a BMI test.
Exactly.
And
so the reality is
see how much body fat percentage they have, and
so
I would identify
fat,
where
having
the fat.
Body fat. So why did you frame it? Why did you frame it as that? You could have easily framed it as this woman with a huge
I put overweight in some of my videos
high body fat index. You see, the reality is we're listening to you, but you're not listening to yourself, and you're hoping that you can run around in circles and then someone's going to get dizzy. What's not going to happen is you're not going to be able to not stand on the words that you're saying, my guy. All it would require for us to respect you,
why are you yelling?
Which is no longer there. The only thing that would require for us to respect you is for you to actually say, as a real man would say, yeah, I was being disrespectful. I was being facetious in that statement because I wanted to actually create some sort of controversy or make the actual video be seen by people or be in defense of the actual Passport Bros, whatever it is, just stand on it. That's all we ask. But none of you gentlemen who claim to be real men ever stand on the words that you stand for because you're scared. You're scared of the consequences. No, you didn't. No point did you say I was disrespectful. Now you played ring around the words. I don't think it was disrespectful. I know you don't. Hold up, Rico. I know you don't. Hold up, Rico. I know you don't. Until I ask you this next question. Until I ask you this next question. You said you were in a relationship. As a real man, a man comes up to you and says your woman is a fat, bald-headed black woman. You gonna defend that or not?
Okay, so first of all, if somebody came up to me in the street, yeah, I would defend it because they're
disrespectful. It's the truth.
Well, it's not the truth about my woman, but
you see, that's the point. That's the point. You was playing ring around the rosy again.
Well,
you could have easily, just like a man, just stood on it and said, you know what? I see your point. That was disrespectful because I wouldn't accept it for my woman. You just said you wouldn't accept it for your woman, but you did it to another woman.
No, I said that's not what my woman looks like.
You were weak, sir. You're a weak male. Dude, that's why. You don't have nothing to stand for. You stand on nothing. I do know you. I know you a type of person that'll call a woman a fat, bald-headed chick.
Yeah,
but then
I call a guy a fat, bald-headed guy
your woman, you know what you're going to do? You were going to sit here and you're going to defend it. You're going to defend something that's not disrespectful. What a weirdo.
See, here's the thing.
I said if somebody came to me in person and said that.
Look,
go ahead.
Your woman may not be fat to you, but in someone else's eyes, they can look at her and she may be fat to them. However, what Casanova is saying is very true, is you're going to take it as an insult because it's what she is to you. So all I'm sitting there saying is, as she said is correct. You can't even sit here in this moment and say, you know what? Now looking at it in hindsight, maybe I should have addressed her differently. I ain't even asking for you to apologize, but there's no way you're going to sit there and tell me that calling somebody fat in 2023 is not an insult, sir. You cannot be that dishonest.
I think it can be taken as
that is perfectly okay. Matter of fact, if you said that, I hope you don't work anywhere, because if you work somewhere on the job and you call somebody fat, you would get terminated. Whether they're fat or not, that would get you terminated.
I'd like to understand.
Like I said, every client,
the gym that he worked in, I'd like to know if the gym that you worked from would allow you to speak to those who actually have a subscription to that gym, a monthly membership, membership to that gym. I want to know, can you walk around calling the overweight people fat?
I have private clients, and
I know you don't want to answer the question. I'm answering the question because I answer all your questions. Again, I didn't say the gym that you worked for. I said the gym that you're in that actually has clients who actually pay a subscription and a monthly membership to be a part of that gym. If you walked around and called the overweight women there fat, would they accept you to work in that gym consistently afterwards?
No.
Like I said, it depends on the context. If you walk around, I'm trying to answer your question. You won't let me answer the question.
We're talking about you. No, go ahead. You said no.
I'm saying if anybody, if me, you, anybody, if anybody walks around and just says, "Hey, you're fat," and just walks around the gym, of course you're gonna get kicked out of there.
Why? But why are you gonna get kicked out? Why are you gonna get kicked out?
You're gonna get kicked out because you're harassing people.
Okay.
How is it harassment? How is it harassment? Hold on. How is it harassment?
Because you're going up to them and saying that they're fat.
Which is what?
I mean, it doesn't matter what you say. If you go up to them and say, hey, you got a fat ass.
It's insulting. That's
even
why.
if you gave them a compliment.
Just say it. Don't you a real man. Just say because it's insulting.
Here you go. Here you
Just
go.
say because it's insulting. If you're a real man, stand on your square. Say it's insulting.
You're literally raising your voice.
I'm not raising my voice. I'm yelling at a boy.
No, you're not raising your voice.
I'm raising my voice at a boy. I'm yelling at a boy.
Dude.
Because that's what real men do to check little boys. That's how we get y'all in order. That's how we make sure you understand a real man that actually has authority. Because we stand on our square.
What authority do you have over me? You got totally away from the conversation. And
no, we didn't. I'm making sure that everybody knows the type of man that you are. You've described it. You've shown it. You've expressed it. And this is the reason why you shouldn't even be here. Why are you here? You said to have a conversation. You don't stand on the words that you say. You don't have.
I did stand on it. How are you? I'm trying to explain to you, but all you want to do is just
I don't want to hear an explanation. I'm asking you a direct yes or no question. You want to give me
and
a
I answered the question.
I'm tired of your soliloquies. I'm tired of your
every time I answer the question, it leads into another question. And I was telling you whether you called the woman fat or you said
questions with questions.
Whether you called the woman fat
with questions.
I'm
Stop
not
giving us soliloquies when they're yes or no questions. Stand on your square. No, you've been having the opportunity to talk. I sat here and I gave you opportunity. I gave you the respect in the beginning. I gave you the respect when I didn't know who you were. Because I waited for you to share with all of us the type of person that you was. I gave you plenty of opportunity to stand on your square and actually show us that you actually have the dignity. No matter how close you get to the actual microphone, you still a sucker.
I didn't get closer. I just turned my volume up.
I don't respect suckers. You a sucker.
You're a sucker because you won't let me talk.
Reclaim, hear me for a second.
I mean, this is crazy.
No. Hang on, Reclaim. Just
is that really appropriate?
Let me say something to you, Reclaim. The way you're digging
appropriation left the building the moment you called me an idiot because you identified with the idiots I was referring to. No, I didn't, and you see, that's the point. That's the point. This is the lack of intelligence.
Reclaim. Hear this one thing I'm gonna try to say to you. The way you're digging in on this insult that you made on this woman and this refusal to even, in hindsight, look at it clearly, is the exact same behavior of Mr. Holleman. Now, I don't know if you're 23. How old are you, if I may ask, or close to in that age? What age are you? Because you sound like you're kind of young.
I'm 27.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? I'm starting to see that it's very much generational as it is individual, where you guys are in this space where you refuse to sit there and under any circumstance want to apologize or not even apologize, to even recalibrate your thinking. That if I got into even this discussion and it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, I got these two older guys and they sit there. And while I may not agree with them, maybe something I'm saying or thinking is a little off, or the way that I'm approaching it, or the way that I'm putting out my message is not well received. And it's this refusal for you, the fact that you're like with the fight, you didn't want to believe it. Then even the case.
No, I did believe it.
Okay, but I'm saying even the case with your words, with what you said, sir, for you to sit there and refuse to even consider the possibility that calling that woman fat and bald-headed and black to be disrespectful or insulting, it's like you're refusing to consider that when probably 99% of the world would say, sir, that's an insult. And even in that space, nope. You and Auston Holleman are almost the same thing. And look at the trouble it got him in. It got him run out of a country, and he's about to get run out of another one. And as much as it is for the things you guys say and do, it's this refusal to try to self-reflect. You guys need a little bit more self-awareness.
And like I said, so when it comes to YouTube, you write headlines and do thumbnails. If you go through my channel, I talk about all different types of topics. So will the headline be abrasive? Yes, because it's basically to get your attention so that you watch the video. But when you get into the thick of the video, you start to realize that I'm just breaking down talking points. Now, as far as it being disrespectful, I don't think it was disrespectful. I think it was objective. Just like I got another video called a misandrous white stripper says she loves humbling men and belittling men. And I've got other videos that have to do with women, men, all types of people. So can you like be insulted by the title? Probably, but
Reclaim.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
What city does your father live in?
I mean, I wouldn't specifically say the city, but I've told you guys.
Okay. You're in Georgia, so your father's in Georgia. Your father's in Georgia, right? You were born in Georgia, right? Okay, you're born in Georgia. Okay, all right. So I'm assuming maybe Atlanta, somewhat Atlanta metro area, probably. Is your mom is in Georgia as well?
Say that again. You glitched out.
I'm sorry. Does your mom currently live in Georgia?
My mom passed away when I was young.
Okay, your mom passed away when you were young. So who were you raised by, your father?
I was raised by my father and my stepmom.
Okay, father and stepmom. Okay. How was your stepmom, if you don't mind me asking?
She was cool. She was solid.
She was solid. Did your father and your stepmom have any more kids?
No. She came in with 3. My dad came in with 3.
Okay. So your father was a cleanup man. He was a stepdaddy.
Yes. Yeah, true.
Okay, he was a stepdaddy. He took in a woman with 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 kids.
I mean, Isn't that what y'all say men should do, right?
Well, I mean, a man could do whatever he wants to do, personally. Okay. So your stepmom, what were the ages of the kids when your father brought them into the home?
Probably 2 girls, 9, 10, 15-year-old boy.
Okay, 15. How old were you when they came into the home?
11.
Okay, so you were around. Okay, so are you the oldest on your side?
No, I am the middle child.
Okay, you're the middle child. So you pretty much the 2 girls, that were the stepsisters. So how did you and those 2 girls get along, if you don't mind me asking? Just quote unquote stepsisters.
I mean, we were all cool. We were all cool, like in the household when we all, graduated and whatnot. We kind of did our own thing, but I mean, we're all cool.
Okay. Are you close to them now?
No, we're not. We're not really close now. I mean, none of our step family is really close now.
Why is that? What happened?
So they went through a divorce later in the marriage after most of the kids.
How were you when they went through a divorce? Because you were 11 when they got married.
Yeah, so I was probably 23.
Okay, so they stayed married for 12 years. So pretty much everybody was out the house by then, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, everybody. So do you know why your father and your stepmom got a divorce?
I mean, yeah, I know why. I think there were just like issues on both sides as far as getting along, and when you take in a
what sparked it? What do you think sparked it?
I really think that taking in another woman's children kind of created a different dynamic in the whole family, because I mean, I loved being a part of a big family and whatnot. It was always company. It was always things to do. But I just think when everybody's not biologically intertwined, I think it can kind of bring some issues, because now you have the woman, she's looking out for her kids, and she's not going to come into that thinking that the kids she might accept the children, right? But she's not going to come into that fully like she nursed those children from birth, obviously. So I really think that she kind of put her interests in her kids more than the other kids, and you know, it is what it is. That's just human nature. But I think my dad, you know, kind of, I would say that he kind of gave into that, you know, happy wife, happy life type of thing. And I think it just kind of went, I mean, it was nothing like too crazy, but it was just like, oh, they just drifted apart, you know?
Well, so what you're saying is that your father had buyer's remorse.
No, I wouldn't say that he had buyer's remorse. I mean, he wanted to stay married. He loved marrying, but you know, a lot of times, I think that sometimes the women can be fickle. So she divorced him. Okay.
So why do you think she divorced him?
Well, like I said, they drifted apart. I think hindsight being 2020, they kind of looked back at the relationship, and she probably wanted to do her own thing. And then she started working again. So she was out of the house more, because when we were kids, she stayed in the home. But then when she started working, I don't know. I think she just felt like she could do her own thing. And I mean, it is what it is. All the kids were out of the house. So.
But then you said, you brought up earlier, you said your father resented maybe raising some.
No, I didn't say
kids.
No, I didn't say that he resented that. I said that because she probably put her interests over the other kids, it created an unhealthy dynamic between them two.
Well, you were in the household, you were there, so you have first account of this. So explain that to us, elaborate how you think that happened.
I mean, I think it was just little things where she kind of favored her kids as far as getting things in the family. I mean, it's hard to get specific about it because I don't want to get too personal.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just information that I'm not necessarily going to divulge. Go ahead. Sorry.
So you don't think your father maybe played favorites with you and your siblings, your two siblings? Biological siblings?
So I think that obviously there was a stronger love for the biological children, yes. But in what I'm talking about, which are the specifics of the situation, I think when it came to the rule of the house, everything was fair. So everybody was treated fair in the way that, you know, say, and this is just an example, say, you know, if one kid got an apple, every kid would get an apple, or if one kid was in trouble, it was almost like a you know, everything goes type of thing. If one kid's in trouble, then everybody's going to know it. And, you know, obviously there was individual punishments, but there was also like acknowledgement and all that type of stuff. So,
well, let me ask you this question, because you said something very interesting. You're 27 years old, so that's pretty young. That's you know, you're a grown man, 27. So you said they got a divorce at 23. So they've been divorced for roughly around 4 years. Now, my question to you is that there were 3 people on your stepmom's side, because your mom died early and your father remarried. So there was 2 girls and a boy. So why? I mean, you practically grew up with those guys. If you were 11 years old and they were 12, you're roughly in middle school. So you went through middle school and high school with those guys. You probably went to the same schools, right? So why all of a sudden you guys don't like each other anymore?
No. It's not that we don't like each other. I love all of my siblings. But you said you don't communicate with them no more. No, I said we're not close. I said we're not close.
Well, you should be close. I mean, those are your sisters, brothers and sisters. I mean, it's not like your homeboy you went to high school with, or maybe your second cousin or something. These are people that you actually, I mean, you lived in the same house with them for years. You woke up, you ate, you watched movies together, you played PlayStation, you had birthday parties.
Maybe I'm exaggerating that.
Yeah,
we keep up with each other. Like, we say hey on birthdays, but we rarely meet all one. You know what I'm saying? Because the families are apart. So it's like on Thanksgiving, we're kind of going to our own families, and if they're in town, then we link up and, you know, we talk and we reminisce. But it's not like we're just, you know, hand in hand. Like, I'm way closer to my biological siblings than my step siblings, but I still love them and communicate with them. But we're not, you know, on a day-to-day talking basis.
So you mean to tell me you didn't create any bonds with those guys? Anything?
Nah. Because like
you Reclaim. You lived in the house with these guys for damn near 10 years.
Oh, you're saying did I create I'm sorry, I misheard you. You said, did I create a bond with? Oh yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, we keep up with each other. But I mean, we're all grown and they have their own lives. A lot of them, are across the country. So.
Okay. So they're in other countries now. So all three of them in another
across the country. Like some live on the West Coast, some live in.
Yes, I'm saying they're in another state. They're in another state. So so did the mom leave Georgia as well? She broke out too?
No, she didn't.
So okay then, well in that case then, if she's still in Georgia, I'm pretty sure during the holidays they come back to see Mama. So and you don't have a mom because your mom is passed. So she should be like your second mom. So why don't you go see her?
Well, I mean
that's your actually that's your. Well, that doesn't. Okay, she divorced your dad, but that's like your second mom. I mean, when you needed something, you needed some comfort or something, didn't you go to her for something? I mean, she was the mother in the house. I mean, at minimum, an aunt.
Yeah, but now that I'm grown, like it's just, I mean, if she divorced my dad, then it's not like I'm just gonna go link up with her on Thanksgiving. I'm with my family.
You lived in the house with this. Okay, well, let me ask you this question.
I mean, I don't really know anybody.
I might cut you some slack. Let me ask you this question: did your father get remarried?
No. Well, I mean, he got remarried after my mom passed, but he didn't get remarried after her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he didn't get remarried. So that's my point. So then there's no new stepmom in the house. I could see if there was a new stepmom in the house. Well, yeah, you're grown, but she lives in the city. She lives in the same city as you.
No, she doesn't live in the same city as me.
Oh, okay.
She lives in the same state as me. Same state, not city. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but
how many miles? How many miles away?
I mean, what is your point ultimately? Probably 60, 90 miles, something like that.
Okay, so she lives less than an hour away from you.
Well, I mean, I'd say that's an hour and a half in traffic.
Yes. Okay. Well, you must live in Metro Atlanta or somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So she lives right outside of Atlanta. Okay. She lives maybe Lawrenceville somewhere.
No.
So, okay.
I'm not going to give the city, but go ahead.
I mean, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I know, but people are crazy online.
Okay.
I'm not saying you.
Okay. If you got ops, I understand. I mean, you don't have to get.
No, it's not even that. It's just
we're not trying to get you doxed anything. But no, my point is that what do you say? Because I heard you talk about traditional women, and I want to ask you a question. What would you consider to be traditional, if you don't mind me asking? Can you give us? And this is your opinion. This is not. You don't have to come up with the Webster's dictionary term.
Sure.
I want your opinion, because at the end of the day, you have to be with this woman. I don't have to be with her, so you have to be with her. So can you give me your interpretation of traditional, if you don't mind?
Well, I think that traditional women look to have a nuclear family, a husband, children, the whole 9 yards, white picket fence. And they also are nurturing and, submissive. They cook, they clean, they're respectful, they're homemakers, helpmeets. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Usually would come from a religious background.
Okay, religious background. Well, I'm going to put something on the screen for you for a second real quick. And I think most people, most people believe in God, some form of God.
Yeah. And after you do this, I gotta check out because I got an appointment.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fine.
But I'll definitely rejoin and all that stuff. I mean, I love
we go live all the time, and we love the ops. We love everybody.
But I'm not ops. I'm not ops. I wouldn't consider myself ops.
Well, let me just show you this. You see this girl right here?
Yeah.
You are okay. Let me ask you a couple of questions real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You do know about the Passport Bros, right?
You're
do,
familiar with that? Okay.
I do.
Do you know a guy? Do you know one of the passport bros named Travelversity?
No, I do not.
Travelversity. Okay, well, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, let me introduce you to the guy. You see this young lady right here on the screen? This is a guy, okay, this is one of the guys that are talking about how submissive and traditional the women's are in these foreign countries, in particular Thailand. And this woman right here, we just discovered that she is a porn star, an ex-porn star. You know, not only ex-porn star, but hooker, call girl.
Yeah, well, sex work in these countries is, you know, a normal thing, like you guys said.
It's a normal
right?
thing. It's a normal thing. But my thing is that why do these guys talk about traditional women, and they hold this traditional mantle, but yet they're going to like the top 5-6 tourism countries in the world, you know, and they're dating hookers. It's not like they're going over there finding traditional women. So do you see the hypocrisy in this thing? Do you see the grift? Because this is really not 100%. This is all a grift. You know that, right?
No, 100%. But if you're going to a country, it all depends on what country you're going to, and obviously you want to travel everywhere if you can within this life. But it all depends on what country you're going to. So if people go to a specific country where you know, prostitution is normal and it's, you know, some maybe even legal in that country, then you can definitely infer that, hey, okay, these people are going in order to, you know, see what this country has to offer when it comes to sex work. So, you know, I get that point. But at the end of the day, like I said, it definitely, I'm not defending any specific individual. We talked about Auston, and yes, I defend some things that he did and some things I didn't defend. But what I am saying is I do believe in the right to be able to go and travel and abide by the laws within that country, but have a good time. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody is contesting that. What we're saying is that a lot of these guys that you guys are talking about, these quote unquote manosphere clones, these or better yet, manosphere red pill rejects.
Well, yeah, well,
these guys are going over to these countries and they're not saying or better yet doing what they're really talking about. They're frauds. I mean, simple as that. Let me just ask you one question about Auston Holleman, then I'm done.
Okay.
Auston Holleman loves Brazil. He loved Brazil. He said he wanted to go to Brazil. He's been wanting to go to Brazil since he was 6 years old. 6 years old. Now, to me, once he turned 18 years old, he would have got a ticket and flew to Brazil. If let me tell you something, if I have been wanting to go to Brazil since I was 6 years old, let me tell you my plan real quick, how I would have did it. I would have got a job at 16 years old. I would have saved my money. It would only took him a summer to do it. I would have saved that money. I would have put it in the bank for my airline ticket, my lodging or whatever else. And at 18 years old, on my 18th birthday or that summer, once I graduated, because most people graduate at 18, 19 years old, summertime, they out of school. I would have took a flight to Brazil and I would have went there and I would at least learn. I would have, learned a little bit about the areas, wherever I'm going, Rio, wherever, and I would have chilled there and maybe came back. Or what I would have done as well is that at 6 years old, if I knew I loved Brazil so much, I would have started studying Portuguese. So by the time I turned 18, I would have been at least conversational, if not quasi fluent, not native fluent, but fluent. He should have been, that would have been 12 years of Portuguese, But my point is that he went over there at 23 years old, and he eventually got kicked out in less than, I don't think his visa had expired yet before he got kicked out. Not only that, he said he loved Brazilian women so much, but yet he bragged about going through 50 women in 10 weeks. 50 women in 10 weeks. Now, it would seem like to me that if he loved the women in Brazil so much, he would, I'm not saying that you had to wife or cuff the first girl you met, but I mean, did you have to go through 50? Did you have to actually go through 50 women to get to one? In other words, I don't agree with that.
He was just, and my point is that he was just running through women. So my point is that he never loved Brazil. He just wanted to go there and run through the women. It was all a lie. Auston Holleman has lied and lied and lied. And I'll let you listen into the background, but I'm gonna let everybody, I want to show everybody something real quick. I mean, you can stay on and you don't have to, but this is gonna take like a minute. I want to show, and this is okay. A part of the, let me cue this up real quick. I just want to show people something real quick. And I will bring the receipts for the other part later, but let me see if I can bring this up real quick. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. There we go. All right. Now, let me bring this into context or cue this up real quick. Let me drop this down. Let me drop the young porn star down real quick. Bring this back up. Now, this is Isaiah Carey. This is my homie. My homie. I remember I ran into him one day. I was coming out a grocery store, and he was just sitting on the corner smoking a cigarette. I never even knew this dude smoked cigarettes, man. I was like, man, you smoke cigarettes? He's like, yeah, man, I smoke. I was like, damn, I didn't even think you smoked. He's a cigarette smoker. But anyway, so let me fast forward to the part I want you to hear real quick. He asked Auston Holleman an interesting question, and I want to show you.
Maybe because we're from different cultures, there's more.
Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can remember.
She's been giving me a lot of donations as well.
Hold on.
There's a lot of other countries in the world that an apology to sex tour. I don't even have a car. How am I?
Okay.
Decided to not even watch the video and come to the way. Ex-trafficker.
Have you ever at any point in dating some of the women outside of the United States given them money?
For food.
See how quickly he lied?
But it wouldn't be in your
see how quickly he lied?
No.
See how he lied? This man.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I'm a clip. He sit up there. See, this is what kind of man that you got. This is the kind of nigga that y'all defending. This is the nigga that y'all defending. A nigga go on national television and lie. He lied to that man's face. And with his footage out there, with him even admitting it. So I don't even want to hear none of that shit. This is the guy. See, y'all guys are so worried about your movement that y'all willing to let any scumbag come into your movement. As long as he got some clout, you want to ride that wave with that nigga so y'all can make some money. Man, all y'all niggas suck. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. Peace out.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.